Nabila, this is a great upgrade, but it's also far pricier than lower price models from the past. How well are you expecting this to sell?
I think then that's a really great reason why Apple rebranded it from the SE to the 16E, right? Because they don't want consumers to think this is a more expensive SE device because the previous SEs were at 429 and prior to that at 399, and this is at significantly more expensive. But they wanted to think of it, consumers to think of it as a much less expensive 16 device. So we think that given all the bells and whistles this is coming with, I mean, this is a significant upgrade from like all the different specs this is coming with, which is much greater. Their latest chipset, bigger screen size, and all the different the and more. They're the biggest. They're the most innovative modem. Like I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest news right now. So I think that's what they want the consumers to focus on. So we really expect traditionally, or rather in their previous SE devices, right, or their budget phones, they have been doing about anywhere from 5 to 8% in their launch year. And we expect this device to do actually, this is going to be their bigger news, than in fact, even the launch of the 16 device. And it comes with Apple Intelligence to top it off. So for a budget device, we expect it to do really well.
Nabila, talk about that C1 chipset and the fact that they're moving away from Qualcomm. How important a road test is this for the 17s?
And I think that I think this is what the biggest news is, right? They didn't want to, I guess, test drive it with their 16 models, right? And I think they finally launched it. They've been trying to get into this space with vertical integration and launching their own modem, and this will also play really well into the hands of the investors, right? More profitability, but also give them more room to play with the design, play with whether it's they use it as a test play to see how much more they can make the device more efficient, how they can play with the design, and what they can do is essentially whether what lessons do they learn, right, to bring it into play, whether it's in terms of efficiency and design or really bring the modem into the 17. So I think it's a really good test ground for them. And at the same time, right, the 16 users who are or rather the 16 not E, right, but the Pro and the users who are paying double the price for the rest of the family won't feel kind of cheated because they're paying double the price, but at the same time, they're getting the Qualcomm chip. So I think it's a really genius marketing move. At the same time, the SE users will get a phenomenal upgrade, and they won't feel that we're paying $200 more for they're getting all of these fascinating upgrades, not just the modem, but the latest chip and bigger screen size and the whole list of upgrades.